We are putting together the energetic implant removal antenna today. The first step is to install the carousel into the base. Simply slide it into the receptacle, make sure it's in nice and firm and all the way to the base. The second thing we're going to do is partially remove, just loosen, the 3 screws that hold the top of the carousel in place. This is done in order to make it easy for us to install the spectrum tubes later on. After we've done that, the next step is to install the copper tubes. The shorter tubes go toward the front. They slip into the base receptacles here. Make sure that the angle is facing toward the front of the unit. After we've installed the 4 copper tubes, make sure they're all in nice alignment and they're all angled the way you want them. We're going to start the installation of the inside tubes. There are 3 small tubes which go on the inside, and then you have 12 tubes that go on the outside. You need to start on the inside first, because if you try to do those later, it's almost impossible to do that. So step 1, we're going to start with these tubes. In order to do this, we take the tube, lift the top of the carousel up, slide the tube up through, move it over, and drop it into the lower hole. Make sure your tubes stay where you want them there. Repeat that again. Push the tube through the top. Lower it into place. And then here's the third one. Push it up, slide the bottom over, and drop it in. Just pay attention that you don't scratch the copper with the bottom of the tube. There's plenty of room if you lift the top of the carousel up and down for you to be able to do that without messing up anything there. Next thing we'll do is the perimeter tubes. Follow your chart. There you go. Make sure the little points of these tubes point toward the outside. Make sure the tubes on the inner ring point towards the inside. So I'm going to do that right now just to get that out of the way. Okay? See, this goes pretty easy. The hardest part is getting the inside ring done. And you slide the tubes up through the top, push the bottom over, and drop it in. There you are, your points are sticking out. Now you can turn the carousel to make it easier to put the rest of the tubes in. And when you're all done, you can turn it back to where the front of the carousel is supposed to point toward the patient. Okay. And that's the last of the tubes. The next thing you're going to want to do is tighten down these 3 screws. And that will secure the carousel in place. Just like that. Once that's done, we're going to reposition our carousel back so that the front of the unit faces toward the front of the unit here. You'll notice there's 2 small holes here next to the center here, and that's where your tuning forks are going to be put in place. Okay? That's simply done by grabbing the tuning fork, holding it, and just twisting it a little bit. These are pretty firm. You want to make sure they stay in there nice and secure, like that. Your D goes on the left, on the right, and your F goes on the left. Okay, make sure they're nice and plumb. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to install our center tube, which the bottom has no copper cap. The top does have a copper cap. So we're just going to drop that in from the top hole, and it goes into the copper cap at the bottom. And there you are. That is the complete installation of the energetic implant removal antenna.